Welcome to day 212 of our DeSo journey, sponsored by CloutFeed. I'm Ed Krasenstein, here with my twin brother, Brian.
Hey everyone.
Any information about CloutFeed? I know you like giving these little blurbs about CloutFeed every morning.
Uh, I just think my message today is if you haven't checked CloutFeed out, check CloutFeed out because you probably don't know what you're missing.
I agree. So there's some news yesterday. Developer on the platform, Paul Burke, he discovered a few things in the GitHub for DiamondApp. So Paul Burke is a creator of BitClout Plus, and he was going to create Diamond Plus, but he's now starting to think maybe he doesn't need to create Diamond Plus because it seems like Diamond App is taking some of the ideas that he had implemented in BitClout Plus and putting them into Diamond App. He discovered on GitHub that Diamond App's actually going to be bringing the autofill feature to the platform. So when when you're in a post and you type at Krasenstein, you start typing at KR, it'll come up Krasenstein. You just click it, so you don't have to type out the whole name, and that's going to be in post ending comments. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a feature I really loved about BitClout Plus when I used it.
Yeah, I
Also,
mean, when you're making a post and you say you want to tag like 10 people but you don't know exactly how you spell all of their names, like Krasenstein, like it might be hard to spell our last name. Is it one S? Is it two S's? You just start typing the name and again it appears. So you don't have to go back, open a new window, type it in and say, hey, is this how you spell it? So it saves a lot of time and you don't miss tags. So that's a super important feature, I think.
yeah, another feature that's coming is NFT transfers, which like we were like, okay, are they going to bring NFT transfers to the main node or not? And BitClout never did, but it appears that Diamond App will be doing that. And I think NFT artists and collectors are going to be excited about that.
Yeah,
Additional, go ahead,
transfers
Brian.
are super important. Um, if you don't have transfers, when I think like the node that's used the most, I think you're gonna have issues because sometimes sometimes you want to burning also you need to burn. But if you're creating an NFT and you just want to give it away to people, it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to search for another node. Hey, what node am I allowed to transfer? So, I mean, that's how DeSo is supposed to work. You're supposed to have multiple nodes and use multiple nodes for
And
different features. But both out of the gate, I think it's important to be on Diamond app.
and I mean, Supernovas and NFTZ both have transfers now, as does Paul Burke's BitClout Plus app. So you can do transfers. It's not something you can't do. It's pretty easy to do on all of those nodes. Uh, Additionally, filters for notifications are coming. We've seen Tyne introduce filtering to his notifications on his node, and I think people really like that. It'll be interesting to see how far they go with the filters for Diamond App. I'd like the ability to filter by a lot of things, like just notifications of likes, just notification of diamonds. I think you should have a checkbox. You can check multiple ones. I think that's ultimately how it should be. That's kind of how Tyne did it.
Well, I think we kind of saw, like, I think there was an announcement a couple of weeks ago of what they were going to do here. Maybe actually Paul Burke might have posted about it. And they're gonna basically you're gonna filter for likes, you're gonna be a filter for NFTs. So if it's an NFT
That's
sale
true.
or something like that, you can filter for diamonds, filter for reposts, filter for follows, filter for transfers, I think. So I think it's gonna be pretty comprehensive.
Cool. I kind of wish they would do that with the feeds. Like there'd be a recent feed and you could filter the feed. So instead of having the hot feed, which is kind of based on how many people engage with your post with high coin values, you could actually create your own filtering system to show your own custom feed. Like show all the recent posts in the fire hose of the feed, I guess you could say. Show all of them. So every new post is shown as it comes in, but you can filter it. Maybe you want to filter it by all posts by a coin value of over $20 with 3 likes, at least 2 diamonds, and a reclout. So like I think that's the perfect situation, the perfect solution to the feeds. I hope
Well,
Diamond App does something like this.
and I saw somebody made a post the other day kind of recommending what if we could kind of create our own list as well. So like say I wanted to have a list of just the developers. So I want to put like Tyne and Paul Burke and Nordian and Hunter Paulson. And I mean, there's so many. I'm sorry if I'm missing you, but if I want to put all of them in a list and have
And
that as
Van
a
Halen.
separate feed, it could just be a tab at the top and you can kind of get a stream of all their posts. So I think
Yeah.
that's important too.
Well, Twitter has lists, and I think, it makes things a lot easier. You can kind of like if you're in a mood for reading about your favorite sports team, you can check out that list. If you're in the mood for if it's time to trade stocks, you can look at your stock trading list. If it's time, it goes on and on. So I think that is a great idea, and I think all this stuff's eventually going to come to one node. It's going to eventually come. But let's move on. Bitperks. Bitperks launched in beta yesterday, and they held a Discord voice chat on the Pulse Discord yesterday, and you attended, Brian.
Yeah, I was able to attend it. I was kind of in the middle of doing something, so I couldn't listen 100%. But I've been checking them out. I've known about them for quite some time. Charles One on DeSo has kind of reached out to us, and it's basically like a Patreon for DeSo. And I mean, there's some similarities between Bitperks and Moonbounce, but I feel that Bitperks might be more feature rich. Nothing against Moonbounce. I think Moonbounce is awesome, but basically you're able to like create perks and different perk levels. So say you want to say, hey, this perk is like the first level. And if somebody owns 0.05 of Krasenstein coin, you get this perk. And that perk might include something like maybe private posts. Maybe we're blogging and you only get access to these blog posts we're making. Maybe we could do a weekly live stream and you get access to that. Uh, and then you could have another level if you own an entire coin of Krasenstein. Maybe I don't know. I mean, you can think up all kinds of cool perks. So there's different levels, but also you can do other creative things like once Krasenstein coin gets to $5,000, I will do this. I think it has the potential to really kind of reinvigorate the whole idea of the creator coin because it's adding value and and there's reason to own a coin rather than just speculation on what the value is going to be. So I really commend the team. It's a really solid team of developers. If you were in the Discord last night listening, you'd see that these guys are really serious. They know what they're doing, and I'd recommend them. I think the official launch is sometime next week. They're sort of in a beta right now, and they're selling an NFT for VIP access. I think it's like $30 or something, and you can just go to the Bitperks account that's tagged down below and see what I'm talking about. But it's like way to go, guys. I really like what you're doing.
Now, are they trying to appeal to OnlyFans type people?
I, you know, I think OnlyFans is a kind of a different type of thing. Like Clout Fans is kind of taking that
And Pink
road.
Star,
I,
is it? I think Pink
I,
Star is another one.
yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that people that are used to performing or doing whatever on OnlyFans can't use Bitperks, but I just think it's a little bit different in concept.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it shapes up and if they can onboard maybe some top influencers or celebrities, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, and I know we want to do something with them. We're just trying to come up with ideas for different levels and to test things out. So we're probably going to start using them eventually. I'm just not sure exactly when because we got to figure some things out first.
Yeah, so in other news, Natter extended the $100 per referral program for another 3 days. And a lot of people still had referrals left for each of their referral links. And I think it was a good move. There were some issues with the referral program with bots signing up in the beginning, but I think they've taken care of that, at least for now. And it's been extended. I think you have about 2 days and 9 hours from the time we recorded this video to use those referral links and get people to sign up to earn your $100 and to have them earn $100. So I think that's a good move. He did say that they're taking a few more days to work on the next iteration of the referral program. So I think they're trying to work out a better solution, and we'll see what happens. I'm guessing we'll see that sometime next week.
Yeah, they're taking into account a lot of the feedback that they got, Natter said. And there has been a whole lot of feedback, and there's been suggestions, anything from eliminating certain other countries to only allowing people to refer who had successful referrals this time. I mean, there's all kinds of ideas. I'm sure they're going to take everything into account and do what they think's best for the platform. Because I do think the referral program can really bring on a lot of new users, but it's important that these are users who are going to engage and be active on the platform, not just take the $100 and run off.
Yeah, for sure. I think we also want to touch a little bit on some of what's going on with Octane Fund in a blog post 2 days ago. 2 days ago, or was 3 days ago? 2 days ago, I think. Nader mentioned the Octane Fund, and he said there's been over 100 applicants for the fund, and approximately a dozen or so are, he explained that approximately a dozen or so. How did he explain it, Brian?
Especially promising, a dozen plus, which are especially promising, which I assume are the ones that they're really focusing on for this first round of seed financing. And I think that's a good way to go. I mean, you don't want to just send money to every project that applied because, I mean, there are some projects that probably don't deserve the money and projects that might not actually use the money in the most efficient way. So I think they got to decide on that, decide what's actually needed. I mean, if there are things out there that are mimicking projects that already exist, then you got to kind of pick and choose the best out of the bunch. Um, I'm happy that there's over a dozen that they think are surprisingly or especially promising is what he used, the terminology he used, and that's great. And I look forward to seeing who they fund and what approach they take in doing it and how much they give to these projects.
Yeah, I mean, they did say they want to make it more of a democratic process, where decentralized process where there can be some community involvement. It's going to be interesting to see how exactly they do that. Are there some sort of polls that they're going to use? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And who knows how long it's going to be before they start handing out some of their funding to these companies. You know, I imagine there's a lot of legal requirements for the investments. So, and you know, there could be international deals going on because some of these developers are outside the US. So I'm sure that it's going to take some time, but it would be interesting. It will be interesting to see which companies do end up getting selected.
Well, and I also want to point out that there's other money out there besides the Octane Fund. I mean, the Octane Fund has $50 million to invest, but there are VCs out there who are looking to invest into DeSo related projects. I know we had one person on our show last week, or maybe the week before, Chase Steely, who's on DeSo, and he's actually looking to fund some companies that are working on this blockchain. So I mean, it's like the Octane Fund isn't a closed door if you don't, it doesn't mean the door is closing on you if you don't get the funding, because there are other VCs, other people out there looking to invest some money and get a stake in some of these upcoming projects that who believe in DeSo.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I think that's good for day 212 of our DeSo journey, and we'll talk to everybody tomorrow on day 213.